Today I started working on the anchors for the bridge. I began on the shore side, starting on the auger anchors. When I first purchased these anchors and got them in, I didn't really know a good way to install them, but I just put a pipe in the eyelet and screwed them into the ground, and they seemed to be holding strong. I later decided to move these turnbuckles to the top of the I-beams rather than have them on the eyelets of the anchors themselves. It really worked out best to preserve the amount of shackles that I had. I didn't have enough shackles to have 3 shackles per anchor, so I decided to put the turnbuckles, as you see here, on the top. That allowed me to have only 1 turnbuckle per anchor and just use the cable terminations to attach the cable to the eyelets on the anchors themselves. It seemed to work pretty well. As you can see me pushing up against the I-beams, I'm actually trying to open up the thimbles that go inside of the cable ends. Trying to open up this one to go around the eye of the anchor. I ended up abandoning that idea and just running the cable around that anchor itself. It has a spot to run that cable around the anchor and allow it to purchase on the anchor itself, so I think it'll work out well even without the thimble installed. As you can hear, the wind is whipping, but it wasn't whipping enough to knock down the bugs and gnats that are out in full force. You can see me resting my head up against my shoulder trying to fight them off as best I can, but it definitely could have used a stronger breeze that day. If anyone has any tips or tricks in pushing these clips up the rope, I would love to hear them. I really fought with a few of these. A few went pretty smooth, but the other side was really a fight. I'm planning on coming back and adding another clip to each of these terminations to bring it up to 3 clips per termination. As you can see here, those thimbles are not installed. That cable is just wrapped through the eyelet of the anchor, but is designed for 1/2-inch cable, which is exactly what I'm using, and seems to sit inside of that groove on the anchor very well, and I am pleased with how it's looking so far. Tightening up the turnbuckle for the first time to put a little bit of tension on it to see if the I-beams move at all, but it tightened up very snug. I was very happy with how it was looking so far, and next step is put the second set of anchors on. These are the turnbuckles I plan on using to attach the main cables that go from one side of the bridge to the other. These are 1-inch by 24-inch turnbuckles. They should be able to do the job and allow plenty of adjustment as needed with the cable. These are the second set of anchors. I've got concrete poured in the bottom left hand corner. You can see the eye sticking out of the ground. I've got a few 100 pounds of concrete underneath the earth with an anchor sticking through it. This should provide plenty of support, as well as those auger anchors to tie down the I-beams from shifting as I put weight onto the bridge itself. Here you can see me fighting with some of those clips. Some of them were definitely not easy to move all the way up to the top to close in that loop. I do enjoy seeing that cable tighten up as you put tension on it using that turnbuckle. It really makes it all come together. Always do seem to forget to have a wire clip in my pocket whenever I go to pulling the cable through. I had to step over there and grab the ones that I forgot. Here's a picture I took after I got all the cables ran. Hopefully before long I'll be looking down my new bridge. Next step is to do the same on the island side and then get to work on the cabin.